We had another peaceful night, although this one wasn't quite as cold as the one before. It was quite a good time to travel. We were travelling in April, and the weather was pretty pleasant, and there weren't too many flies or mozzies to spoil things. It was only a short run back to town, and job number one was to empty the porta potties and then fill up with water. At Southern Cross, they do provide some good facilities, but this isn't one of them. Now, I don't mind paying for water, and the rates given here, 10 cents for 20 litres, is pretty reasonable. What happens though, is you put your money in, and it gives you about 5 litres at a time. As you can see, I've even got credit on this thing. That tap is open, and nothing's coming out of it. So, this piece of crap doesn't work. Shire, you need to get somebody out here and fix it, because this is just a fraud. It doesn't work properly, and it's ripping people off. And as I say, I don't mind paying for water in these places, but I don't like being ripped off. So be warned, everyone. If they haven't fixed this, it's going to rip you off. You'll get about, no matter what you put into it, it's probably going to give you about 5 or 10 litres at the tops. So the thing is just ripping people off at the moment.
Full? Is your fuel tank full?
Fuel's full, water's full.
Okay. I was thinking the pump didn't try to cheat you here.
Just across the road from the Yellowdine roadhouse, there's this old abandoned property. What's left of some toilets here. Bit unusual for a house to have toilets like this. So maybe there was a roadhouse on this side at one time. Not sure. The roadhouse on the other side definitely looks newish. So these look like they might have been some sort of public toilets at one time. This has definitely seen better days. Showing the construction of a double brick wall there. An old wooden floor. Ceiling's gone. To know the history of this place, it's a bit peculiar looking for just a residence. May have been some sort of commercial property at one time. Yeah, I'm not looking too flash inside there. Fireplace. That part of it definitely looks residential to me. Some sort of kitchen, Metta's stove or something would have been in there. Kitchen. Looking like it. You would have had a Metta's stove or something in there. You can see where there was a stove there. In there they look okay. I wouldn't go in the other room. Very peculiar windows, these long windows. Odd. Some of the cornice work still up there. Some pretty dodgy boards there. I'm not going in there, that's for sure. Well, it's a pretty small building. Yeah, this one's still got most of its ceiling there. The rest of them have all come down now. Yeah, it'd be very interesting to find out what this place was.
I can see campfires and all.
Yeah.
This is separate from the house, huh?
Yeah, this probably would have been maybe a laundry or something. Maybe they would have had an old boiler on those bricks. Pretty old place. Not a lot online about Yellowdine. Well, we've come along from Southern Cross, and we did manage to pick up water at one of the fuel stations after being ripped off at the water point. But now at least we got full tanks. We are at Karalee Rocks. We're only about 10:30 to 11 o'clock in the morning, and we've decided to stop for the day. We're really taking this trip nice and easy. It does have a toilet here, but there's a sign on the toilet saying not in operation until further notice, which is sort of a bit cheeky, I would think. You think in places like this they'd get their finger out and get it fixed quick. But yeah, apparently not. So there's a dam over there. You can just see the edge that's built up. Probably send the drone up a little bit later. Have been here before on another Goldfields trip. But like most things on that trip, we really didn't take any pictures. Huge area in here, lots of room for people to come and park up. It goes right out behind the toilet over there. There's people camped out there already. Shade, sun, whatever you want. We want sun, so hopefully I've parked in a position where the sun is going to come over the top of us and keep the solar going all day. Seats and tables around the place. So quite a long way back off the highway, probably a couple of kilometres back off the highway, so really no highway noise here, which is good. And there is a rock back up this way. You can see, if I come around to the side, there's a built up channel which brings water down from the rock to the dam. So we'll have a wander around there a little bit later on and have a look at that. Most people who are doing the Great Eastern Highway seem to be in quite a big hurry. We're not this time. So when you pull into sites like this about midday, there's generally nobody there. Everybody else has pulled out. There's one camper up the end there. But all the people who were here when we pulled in were overnighters from last night, and they've all moved on. You can sort of pick your spots, I suppose. The earlier you come in, the better spots you're going to be able to pick. We're not in a tearing hurry on this trip, so just going to wander around. There was even one van in here when we pulled in. Good little spot down here, actually. Right next to the dam. So I'm just going to take a wander up now. I have taken some drone shots of the dam. For some reason my first set of shots didn't work. I had to try again. And the second one's worked, although I didn't get as good footage, I think, as I would have liked to get. But never mind. I'm blathering on now for no reason. So Karalee Rock is back up that way, and of course, as they used to do with all these granite outcrops, they've built walls around to redirect the water. And in this case, they needed to build a raised channel and direct that down to where they wanted to put the dam. And although there isn't a lot of water in there, I did notice when I was filming with the drone, oh, some of these steps are big, that there was quite a bit of water on the rock itself. And here we have one of the old railway dams right along this stretch from Perth to Kalgoorlie. You'll find a lot of these railway dams dotted along. It's back in the day, the steam trains needed the water. I suppose it would be quite interesting to be here as it's raining and as the rock is sending water down here. A little bit dry and boring at the moment. You can see all the rivets in here. That would have taken a bit of making. No welding back in those days. I suppose they riveted it all together like they used to do the old ships. Tumbling down the rocks there into the dam itself. At least there is some water there. Not a lot. Could come quite a bit higher than that by the looks of it. It's got an overflow at the top on the other side there, which I could see with the drone. And I assume this may have filled all the way to the top in some years. There is a dump point here if you need to drop black waste. And usually there's a toilet, but according to the sign on the door, not in use, and don't know when it will be back to usable status. You think that would be priority number one, to get the dunny working.